If you use the 6-inch wide spool of tulle, it's really easy. All you're really doing is measuring the length. Here I have a piece of cardboard, and you're just going to unroll your 6-inch wide tulle around the piece of cardboard. Okay, so now that we're all done, we're going to take our scissors and we are just going to cut the edges. This edge here, and then also the other edge also. So that'll give me my length of tulle that I'm going to fold in half to make my tutu. See how easy that was? I find that it's best if you cut all of your tulle that you're going to use, all the different colors. Just get it all cut before you even start attaching them to your elastic bands. So we're ready for our next step. You're going to want to measure the waist of the child that you're making the tutu for, and then take off about 1 inch to 2 inches. And that's how long you're going to cut the elastic. Here I'm making one for a little baby, about 10 months old. So I'm going to do my measurement to about 17. That'll give me enough room to sew the elastic together at about 1 inch. So it'll take off another inch or so. If you don't have a sewing machine, or you don't want to have to pull out your sewing machine, you can easily hand sew this together with a needle and a thread. I just happen to have my sewing machine out, so I thought I would give it a sew. Here we go. It's really quick and easy. I use the zigzag stitch on my sewing machine. So whenever you sew this, just make sure that you sew both sides of the elastic strip, whether you're going to hand sew it or machine sew it. That way you don't have any elastic flaps. If you just sew one side of it, you'll have a flap. So just give it a good stretch, make sure it's good and secure. So the next thing that I would do is I would take my elastic band and I would wrap it around my hanger like this, but this is kind of small, so instead of using the hanger, I'm going to use my Tupperware container and just slip it right over there. That way it's snug on there, but it still gives me plenty of room to work with. And we're going to take our first piece of tulle, and what I usually do is you can fold it in half so that both ends are equal, and you fold it exactly in half. Or what I like to do is I like to leave one end long and one end short. That way the shorter end is more for the fluff and the longer end is more flowy. So here's my loop. I'm going to take my loop over and under the elastic band. See my loop? And I'm going to grab the tulle and pull it through the loop. And just pull that up there nice and snug. And there's my first piece. I've got the short end and the long end. Okay, and now we're going to move on to our next color, and we're just going to, again, make a slip knot, making sure that one end is longer than the other one. That's just my preference. If you wanted to make sure that they were both even, you certainly can do that. That makes a pretty tutu also. Again, I just like to have one short and fluffy one and one long flowy piece. And you just kind of secure those little slip knots on there. And there we have two. Can you kind of see it starting to form? It's a pretty flowy tutu there. And here's my third color. Again with the slip knot. Up and over and under. And then we're going to pull the tulle right on through. And we're just going to continue to do this, make these little slip knots all the way around. You see the little tutu starting to form? Okay, so here's my finished tutu. As you can see, I just continued the same pattern, the purple, the pink, and the white all the way around. If you wanted it to be a more poofy tutu, you could use 2 strands of tulle per slip knot. I just used 1, so it's not quite as poofy as some of them, but this is for a 9-month-old, and I didn't want it to be, you know, too big and chaotic for her. But certainly, you know, you can make it as poofy as you want it. 2 to 3 strands per slip knot would make a nice big poofy tutu. But here's our finished simple little tutu, quick and easy. I think the whole process maybe took me 30 minutes max from start to finish, between cutting all the tulle and putting it all together. But quick, simple, and easy. Hope you like it. This is the tutu that I made for my daughter. Give a twirl, sweetie. I think she likes it. Yay!